Hello and welcome back to Fashion with Sortout YouTube channel. How are we all doing? So in today's tutorial, we're going to be replicating this beautiful ball dress for a baby girl. I'm actually replicating this style for a baby girl or 5-year-old, and these are the materials needed. We need a sequence material of half yard, and of course we are not going to exhaust all, but this is half yard of the sequence. And for our satin material, we have 2.5 yards of it here, and then for our tulle net, I have 12 yards of the tulle net here. So right now my pattern paper has been folded, as you can see, and the total measurements we need for the dress is 35 inches. The half length of the dress is 10 inches, but here I'm going to be marking out 11 inches. That's to show that I added 1 inch sewing allowance to it. So I'm going to mark the 11 inch at this side and at the other side. And mind you, I folded the pattern paper. I folded it with the body measurements. I mean the chest line. And the chest line we are working with is 25 inches. I divided it into 4, and then that gives us 6.25, and I then added to 2.5 extra inches to it. So that's what we have. So I have my pattern paper folded in 8.5 inches. So next thing I'm marking is the back. The back we are working it with is 10.5 divided by 2. That gives us 5.25. I mark that to form the armhole. For our armhole length, I'm going to mark out 5.5 inches, and so I'm just going to connect it to the the baseline, and then mark half inch. This half inch will serve as a shoulder slant. So I'm going to connect that to the other side, as you can see what I'm doing. And so the next thing I'm going to mark out is our neckline. And for this neckline, I'm making use of 2 inches width and 2 inches depth. That's 2 by 2. I'm going to be cuffing it, connecting it to my cuff ruler now. So this is our neck. After this has been done, I'll connect the neck to the shoulder to form the shoulder slants. I will then find the center point of the shoulder line. So after the shoulder slant has been removed, that's half. We'll have 5 inches left. So the half of 5 inches is 2.5. So I marked the 2.5 and then come out by half inch to connect the arm bicep. So but before I do that, I'm going to come back on the chest and then mark out the chest circumference. The chest circumference we are working with, like I said, is 25 inches divided by 4. That's 6.25. I'm going to mark the 6.25 rather, and then add 2.5 sewing allowance to it. Do you see? So from there, I'm going to connect it down to the half length. Since we are the same thing we have as the chest line is what we have as the waist. So after that has been done, I'm just going to connect the arm circumference, the arm biceps, in the way you see me doing it. Do you see? I connect it from the 8.5 to the half inch that I came out with, and then connect it to the arm line, and that we are done with the armhole. Right now I'm going to pick my scissors and then cut it out. And mind you, we need 2 of this because of this style. So I'm going to cut it out and then use it to cut another. Okay, so I have the 2 ready now. What I'm going to do is continue with the one we've been working with in there before. So I'm going to bring it out now and then leave that one aside. So what I'm going to do now is point where the armhole cuff interject the armhole line. I'm going to mark it out. I'm just trying to place my tape rule on it. I'm going to mark it out, that line of interjection. I'm going to point it mark it out, and then connect it to the center. You see the way I place my ruler on the interject. I'm just going to make a straight line to the other side of the fold. So you see it now. That is what we are going to cut out. Now I'm done cutting. I'll set it aside and then we'll work on the other pattern paper. Now what we are going to do is at the center on the fold, I'm going to come in by ½ inch and then connect from the ½ inch to the neckline. Do you see? I mark ½ inch at the lower part and then connect it to the neckline, and then on the other side I'm going to measure in 2½ inches. You see, from that markings I just did, I came in by 2½ inches. From that 2½, I'm going to connect it to the shoulder line. But from the shoulder line I came in like an half, almost like an ½ inch, and then I'm going to connect the line to it. Do you see? After that has been done, I'll just pick my scissors and then cut it out. So on that side I have 3 inches, while at the down part I have 2½ inches. Do you see? So I'm going to cut it out right now. Okay, we have it now. So what we just cut out will serve as our sleeve strap. I will show you how to place it. So this is what I'm going to use to cut the sleeve strap. Sorry guys. So I'm just going to place it for you to see it. This will definitely be cut on fold, such that it will travel from where it is placed at the front down to the back, to the half length of the back. Do we get? So we are cutting it on fold. What you just do is from the center point you come in by half and then place it like you see me do. So right now we've cut the main body and then the sleeve strap. We are going to set it aside and then we'll proceed to the down part of the dress. For the down part of the dress, I have my satin on fold on 30 inches. So I have 30 inches round. So what I'm going to do is fold it in a triangular way, just as you see me doing it. So I folded it in a triangular way, and then we'll get the measurements needed. So like I said, that the down part will need 25 inches, but I'm going to make the satin lesser in 3 inches, with 3 inches than the tulle net. So now for the satin we need 22 inches. So I'm going to be sure that we have a round 30 inches. Remember that we folded the satin by 30 inches. So I'm going to mark around 30 inches at the base point, at the base, the hem line. Sorry guys. So I'm just going to mark it round. I want to be sure I have the 30 inches all round. So after that has been done, what I'm going to do next is from the down part, from that 30 inches, I will measure it and then mark 22 inches. So by the time I mark 22 inches, I want to know what I have left at the edge of the cone. So after I've done that, sorry guys, okay, so that's the 22 inches. So I have 7 inches left. I mean 7.5 inches. So I'm going to mark the 7.5 inches round, just as you see me do, the same way we do to a flare dress. This is a semi-flare, semicircle flare dress. So after I've done that, I just want to confirm that I have the measurement of waist that I needed, and then I cut it out. So that's basically how to cut the down part of the ball dress. So I'm going to set it aside and then we'll proceed to our tool to cut our tool. So for the tulle, like I said in the beginning, that I have 12 yards of it. But before we cut the tulle, I have also cut the satin needed for the upper part. You see the pattern we drafted, I have cut it out and then set it aside. Now for this, like I said, that we have 22 inches here, but we need the whole length needed for the down part is 25 inches. So I will increase our tulle nets by 3 inches, so that will give us 25 inches. So right now I have folded, I cut the tulle nets into 3. So I cut 5, 5 and 2. The first 5 yards, this is what I have folded to cut the 25 inches. So I'm cutting 2 of it. This is the first one. I marked out 25 inches round, and then I am cutting the 25 inches. I'm going to place it on the remaining to be sure that I will still have enough of the 25 inches. So I, of course, as you can see, I have the 25 inches. I'm going to cut the other one. So I have 2 of it. I'm going to set this aside. So the rationale behind this is, for each layers, I want to make it a layer in layer so that it will be very bully. So I have set aside the 25 inches. I have 2 of it. So I'm back to my satin. What I want to do now is, for it, since I said I will do it in layer, I want to mark out each layer. So 22 divided by, what I did was to divide 22 by 3. I want 3 layers actually. So I divided by 3, so I have 7.3. So what I will do is approximate it to 7.5. So for the first layer from the down part, I will have 7.5, and the next one 7.5. So the remaining will be okay for the first layer, which is the upper layer. Now what I will do now is, where I have 7.5, the first layer from the down, I'm going to add 3 inches to it so that we can have 10.5. The other one, which is okay, I have 15 inches here. I'm going to be adding 3 inches to it. That will give me 18 inches. So now to cut our net, I'm going to be cutting 2 of it, so just like we had the 25 inches. And you remember that I said the total tulle I'm working with is 12 yards, which I divided into 3. 5 yards, 2 5 yards that I set aside for the sleeves. So it's the second 5 yards that I folded now to cut the 18 inches. So I'm cutting 2 of it. So this is 2 of the 18 inches, which will serve as the second layer. And then I'm cutting out the 10.5 inches now for the last layer. I hope I have 2 of it too. Okay, so I think I am able to get 2. I'll be able to get 2 of the 10.5 inches. So now I'm going to cut it out and then cut the other one also. The tulle cut out for each layers, and I have 2 each for each of the layers. So now what I'm going to do next is mark the inches round the flare so that I will know where to place each of the layers, and in an orderly form and in a neat way. So I'm just going to take my chalk now and do that. And also what I'm going to say again is, when you are gathering a tulle net for a ball gown, it is always good when you gather each of the layers differently. I don't mean layers, I mean each of the nets differently. So where I have 2 nets, I'm going to be gathering it differently so that it can give me the effect, that full and beautiful effect I desire. So now I'm going to mark out 7.5 round the the flare. And also after I've done that, I will mark the next one also, the next 7.5 inches round the whole flare, so that it will be neat. And now guys, we have it marked out. So I'll go to my sewing machine now, gather everything, and as I'm fixing it, I'll come back to show you. So guys, I've gathered the first layer and then fix it to it. You can see how neat it is. Same thing with the second layer. I will gather it and then fix. So now I've fixed the second layer, and you can see it's lapping the other layer. So the second layer is lapping the first layer. I'm trying to open it and for you to see how it is. Can you see how beautiful it is? And it's getting fuller. So I'm just going to go and fix the last layer, which is the highest one, the 25 inches layers, and that will cover everything also. Just like I said, I'm gathering it differently so that it will give a beautiful effect. You see how it is. So I'm going to gather the third layer also and fix it to it. Guys, this is the last layer, and you can see how beautiful and full it has become. And this is what the inside look like. Very neat and neat, very fine and neat rather, and everything is lapping each other and it's so fine. So after this has been done, we'll set it aside and move to the upper parts. Now I have cut everything out, and all I will do is go to the machine, fix it, and come back to show you how it is. Okay guys, I have fixed it, and this is what we have, the front and the back. And so to the strap also, I lined it with the satin and also top stitch it. After top stitching it, I ironed it and then make it in a bias form in order for it to be easy to fix the tool to it. To fix it to the dress, I want to show you how to go about it. So from the center front is on fold now. You are going to come in by ½ inch on the other side, so you mark the ½ inch. Do you see? So from that side, just like while we were cutting it, I explained it, I'm going to place the first strap. Do you see how it is? I'm going to place it that way, and this will travel all the way to the back. I'm just trying to show you before we continue to cut the tool needed for this for the sleeve. So after the front had been done, you see the way it is. I'm going to just carry it that way and then draw it up so that we can fix the back also. So by the time you draw it up, it will be at the same length with the back, with the half length. And that's the space that seems like the excess will be the armhole. So on the back, I first mark the zipper allowance and then mark the ½ inch, just like we did to the front, and that is how it will be placed. Same thing with the other side of it. So this now that this has been done, let's just proceed to our the toe part of the sleeve. So what I did was the 2 yard I set aside, I folded it. So after folding it, I have 27 inches on fold, but for each sleeves I want 4 layers. So if I'm to divide 27 by 4, I should have 7 inches thereabouts. So I'm marking out 7 inches now in 4 places on the tool folded. Do you see? So I'm going to just mark it out and be sure that I have the 4 layers in 7 inches. So we are able to get 4 layers in 7 inches. So I'm going to have 4 layers for each sleeves, and that's what I'm cutting out. So after we cut it out, what I will do next is open each tool. I'm going to open each tool of the two side. You know, I've divided into two for each sleeves. I'm going to open it like you see me doing it, so it's still unfold. So I'm going to open it and place it on the other like this. Do you see it? And then I'm going to make a cuff cut so that we won't have the edge of the sleeve very sharp and not equal. I've gone ahead to gather the sleeve. As you can see, I've gathered the 4 sleeves together and then top stitch that also. So what, and also iron it, you see. So what I'm going to do is open it to the back like this and then fix the tool to the satin, as you can see it, and then open it and top stitch the sequence part on it. And this is how the sleeve came out. It has been fixed. So where I chalked the other time, I'm just going to pin it down so that we can have it neat. And then after fixing everything, I'll just go to my sewing machine, fix the sleeves to the bodies, and then also sew the sides of the body. I'm going to chalk everything and then fix everything that needed to be fixed on the upper part of the dress. Okay guys, the sleeves has been fixed to the dress and also the sides of the dress have been fixed. The next thing we'll do now is fix the tool to it, and as you can see, it has been fixed. This is what the inside looks like. As you can see it, I'm just going to add my add nets. I didn't show you that I was going to use it. I added add net. I just want it so very full. I added lining also to cover all the sewing, and then I'm going to go to the weaving machine, weave those side round, and then I've fixed my zip. We have gradually come to the end of this video, and as you can see that everything came out neat and beautiful. Guys, I want to say thank you for staying true to the end of this video. If you got value watching this, I want you to give this a thumbs up. If you are here to subscribe to this channel, also subscribe and then share this video with your friend. Thank you all for staying true to the end of this video. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.